Okay guys, so this is currently 7th of March, Wednesday. I am gonna be recapping the NQ shot which I took yesterday. Mismanaged it, but idea was not mismanaged but overmanaged it. Even added to my position, but then put stops to break in too early and it ended up going all the way there as well. So yeah, recap for this position. Idea was too good, but my क्या कहते हैं over management didn't result in my favor. So yeah, let's get into it. I love like a love song, baby. इस पे समझाऊंगा तो ज़्यादा बेटर रहेगा. ठीक है. Just ignore the drawings for the moment. NQ and ES, just framework was just based off of NQ and ES. ES reached here, NQ ES reached here, NQ didn't. ES making ES the asset A, and NQ the asset B. So if I want to frame NQ towards here, framework for that depends on ES. If I want to frame NQ away from there, long, then the framework again depends on ES. So the framework for deciding if NQ shorts towards this or if NQ longs away from this depends on how ES reacts to there. ठीक है, this point. So yeah, let's get into it. ES reached there, pre-New York, early New York I would say, है ना, not pre-New York. ठीक है, showing rejection of it. So okay, we can assume ES is reversing from there. ठीक है, till this moment of time we can get an idea. Okay, we can frame NQ away assuming ES is reversing, asset A is reversing, so asset B could be framed away. But soon in time the asset which was reversing, so that means bullish order flow, showing signs of bullish order flow, right? Range low manipulation. So then this high should have been displaced through, leave displacing through. It didn't even get tagged right at the first place, and this much deep retracement isn't good for a high probable reversal, right? So everything in the end lies upon 9:30. So when 9:30 arrives at this moment of time, this would have been the last line of defense, that 9:30. If this has to hold, reversal has been put in prior to 9:30, retracement has been done prior to driver should expanding directly through this all the way. And if this is a framework of holding the reversal from here, okay, but what 9:30 does, goes and instead here 9:30, this is more of a 9:30 invalidation than framing towards there, because this is not how I would want 9:30 to form. I would have wanted, once this would have been formed, है ना, then it to continue through and keep expanding through here, है ना. I would have not wanted it to come back on this, right? This coming back, this much already tells me okay, 9:30 is not validating this reversal from here. So yeah, ES which is a asset A, है ना, which hits this point actually, है ना, showing no signs of reversal from there. So asset B could be framed till there, right? Asset B is NQ. Now in NQ we have a better framework in itself as well, sweep of liquidity plus SMT, but we need the individual framework of NQ as well. And ES doing this next move properly confirms that idea of ES is not reversing from there, NQ could be framed towards there, right? So now we just need the NQ's individual framework, because the narrative framework has been set by ES. Right? So by this moment I can consider NQ as a lagging asset to frame towards there, but I didn't want to frame till there, this point. I just wanted it to frame till current low of the day, है ना? Enough RR, current low of the day, and I do not remember. I had a point mark somewhere here below this. ठीक है, this was my first position. ठीक है, and this formed, and after it I saw M5 forming a good setup as well, and then when this formed I added to my position, and I was very lucky. I got a two good fill in both of my fills. This got filled around here, somewhere here. Why am I showing it on NQ to you guys? Yes, this is my first entry. Then I added to my position because the narrative was confirmed. Now just I would have wanted a individual framework of the asset which I want to frame. 930 manipulation to frame towards the draw, ठीक है? And NQ itself has a good framework to frame shots, and ES confirming that, okay. This only happened in NQ. Then 10M continuation, 930 manipulation. But my mistake was, okay, I would tell, I got break even on this candle, okay. My stops were resting here, ठीक है, at this moment of time. This opposing candle, okay, this you can see, and the very next candle ES hits its current low of the day. So I immediately thought, okay, it is a point where from where ES can reverse, and if ES reverses my narrative would not be in play, है ना? But I became too quick to like do the move, but I should have instead waited for it to actually confirm, because it hasn't shown any signs to go bullish, but it has shown proper signs to go bearish, right? And NQ's individual framework confirming that as well, and ES not reversing from there as well. So original stops, placing original stops in place, and if my concern was totally right, ES could go higher again from this low of the day, but for that at least I should have wanted M1 M3, है ना, first invalidation to form, है ना, कि okay, move higher. This move higher could be retracement, could be reversal, but my narrative would only be wrong if this move higher is a reversal. And how could we have differentiated between both? If this would have been retracement, it would have rejected either of these highs to then again go lower, ठीक है? If this would have been reversal, it would not have rejected, and this displacing through then would tell me, okay, now my narrative is not in play, and then the logical approach should have been either cut the position there once this happens, or accept the original stop loss and actually give the position enough room to play out, ठीक है? But I was too impulsive with my decision, so I like placed a break even, no, a bit below break even, somewhere here, the exact moment when it hit this, okay, and so ended up getting stopped at break even. But yes, it did hit, right? Did it? But the logical approach should have been, which I just told, to see reaction at the most closest spots, right? Which then we could have considered maybe this, but I would have wanted it to displace through this for me to actually consider it reversing from there, है ना? ES never reaches there at the first place, which would have told you, and instead, even if you consider this high also got rejected. So retracement to then again expansion, and NQ making NQ reach. So yeah, over management from my side, but position narrative framing was good, but got impulsive once I was in the position and saw ES. Okay, happens, I too am a human, but yeah, that was the idea. समझ आ गई? जल्दी बताएंगे. हाँ मतलब बोला ना मैंने, यहाँ कहीं था कुछ मेरा, जैसे एनक्यू पे मार्क करा था मैंने, है ना? अब ये नहीं याद मेरे को ये वाला लेवल क्यों था मेरा पार्शल के लिए यहाँ कहीं। अब इसको हटा देता हूँ। एवरीथिंग क्लियर। And so first execution that M3, second execution after this M5 close through here, got filled somewhere here, very good fill, my average was there, break even on this candle here. And my actual break even point should have been this, but yeah, got too impulsive. Once this would have touched this, then I could have thought to take partials, but this is where I would have wanted to take partials. Break even could have been considered once this have would have been hit, but I was too early with the move. Okay, happens. ठीक है, ऑफ कर दूँ स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग लाइक इसकी डैश की डैश। बोल बोल। तू मैसेज भी कर सकता है यार व्हाट्सएप पे, तेरे को बोलना है स्ट्रीम टाइम। कौन आएंगे नीचे? नहीं 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 नहीं, आई वॉज लाइक इन द बेस्ट मेंटल स्टेट टू ऐड, रेयरली आई ऐड टू माई पोजिशन, बट I was too quick or didn't like assess proper reasoning that when should I consider ES reversing and invalidating my idea. है ना? That idea not forming around 9:30 at the first place was the complete invalidation. I overcomplicated it, and even if I wanted to overcomplicate, है ना, then the approach which I gave, है ना, कि waiting for ES to actually make that इस किसी के ऊपर डिस्प्लेस, या तो तब मैनुअल स्टॉप आउट या तो accepting the original stop loss and actually giving the room for the position to play it out, जो कि which I didn't give. I was too quick to judge ES, है ना? Even prior to this getting hit should have been the confirmation that this framing away from there considering ES reversal should have been invalidated, because 9:30 should have done that, and NQ aligning with that lagging asset idea, properly forming first time, then second time, this my first position, then third time, and then fourth as well, properly confirms that idea and invalidates the other. So yeah, no need to do over management. My management wasn't just based off NQ, it was just merely based off ES. Yeah, I saw ES reaching there, I immediately put it to break even. Didn't even think for a second, just immediately put to break even and immediately got stopped. Okay, ठीक है, फिर मैं कर दूँ ऑफ अगर इफ नो मोर डाउट्स फॉर दिस एग्जैक्ट पोजीशन। क्लियर है। कल मेरी एक और पोजीशन थी, उसके बारे में बाद में बता सकता हूँ, RTY। Not now. So now let's get back to the work. 9 AM is here. Okay.